Yeah, what's happening? Um, Peace to all. I know I haven't been on in a minute. Um, but I'm on now. You know, Lord bless. Situations and facts is going down as far as what's happening with this Breonna Taylor case, which is prophecy. Okay, and not only the Breonna Taylor case, all the different prophecies that you see going down as you live your life. You may not happen to be part of that prophecy, but you've seen the prophecy go down, and it's all biblical. And these are all the curses that are coming upon us. It's just that somebody's going to live the curse. Somebody's going to die. You understand? Because of what we did. Because of what we did against the Father and what we're doing. And now we don't understand that the game has to play itself out. The game has to play itself out. The prophecies have to play themselves out to the very end. They cannot stop. The Father's not calling them back, you know, based upon how you feel. And this is all biblical. So you got to ride it out, you know, just hoping that you're not part and caught up in that. You understand? But destiny's going to be destiny, you know, and whatever your part is that you're going to play, you're going to play. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So, you know, everything is the scriptures, man. Everything is the scriptures. So with the scriptures, there's a good and there's a bad. And we started the whole game out. We started the whole game out by going against the Father. We started the whole game out by going against the Father. The Father warned us that these things would happen to us. The Father warned us. You understand? So tonight's class is, are we cursed? Are we cursed as a people? Are we cursed as a people? That's what tonight's class is going to be about. So I'm going to go up into scriptures about that, but some of the scriptures are so easy, you know. It's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. But also know this, that these curses are going to get worse and worse and worse. You understand? So you got to know your part. You got to know your part in the game. You got to know your part in the game. What side you on? But the curses is not going to stop. Okay? The will of the Lord is not going to stop. So you got to find out what side you on. Let's look at that the will of the Lord is going to go out, regardless of how we feel, what we think, and so forth like that. Okay? The Lord is not interested in that. The Lord is not interested in that. When we curse the Father, right, and we told his son to go to hell, when we spit in his son's face and we call the blood curse upon us, I'm going to go into that. When we call the blood curse upon us, the Father bring it all that back into our face now, right? But let's look at the fact that the will of the Father is going to go out. He's not interested in how you feel or how I feel or how anybody feels. The Father's not interested in that. What the Father is interested in is that his will be done. And if you get caught up in that, you're going to get caught up in that. You understand? But you got to see that what you did in the past, that's why you read in the Bible. The Bible is not a religious book. It's not a religious doctrine book. It is a book of actions and consequences. The actions that you did now is bringing forth a consequence, and now you uptight about that consequence, or now you ignorant as to the consequence and what's going to come down. You ignorant to that. You don't know. But because you wasn't taught, so because you wasn't taught of the consequences, but you was taught, you was told, because it's in the Bible that it's told to you that the consequence that's going to come back. It was told to you the consequence that was going to come back. He told you if you mess with him, he going to come back at you. He told you that. But maybe you didn't believe it. Maybe you didn't believe it. But let's look at his will, right? This is Isaiah, the 55th chapter and the 8th verse. He says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." See, he not thinking on your level. He not thinking on our earthly level, how we feel about things. He not thinking about that. He got a higher plan. He got a higher plan. "For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven returneth not hither, but watered the earth and make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth." See, that's his will. His word is a force. The word of the Lord is a force. "It shall not return unto me void." See that? Listen to this well. He says, "My word shall not return unto me void. It shall accomplish that which I please. It shall prosper in the thing wherewith I sent it to." Look at that. He's saying, yo, listen, man. When I send my word out, whatever I tell it to do, ain't nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop his word. He telling you that. It shall accomplish exactly what I sent it out to do. So how you going to stop that? How you going to stop that? So what is his word? His word is the Bible. And the Bible is a historical science book of many different histories, the beginning of things, the present of things, and where things is going to be, past, present, and future. And that's his word. So he telling you. So you got to understand the pieces on the board. You got to understand the pieces on the board. We are a piece. Esau, the so-called white man, is a piece. America is a piece. Trump is a piece. Each and every individual person, a bird is a piece. Everything is a piece on the board. And everything plays their position. Everything plays their position and plays their part. Everything plays their position and plays their part. Life and death is a piece. It plays its position and it plays its part. You understand? Death is no more than a gift that the Lord created. Let me show you that. Let me show you that. Let me go into Apocrypha. Let me go in Ecclesiastes. Let me show you that. Let me go in Ecclesiastes. Right. Let me go in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. The 41st chapter. Check this out. It says, "O death." See, the topic is death. "How bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions." So he's saying, well, if you're a man and you're a multi-millionaire, billionaire, you're making 100,000 a year, that you resting in your possessions. So death would be a bitter thing to you because you don't want to die. You living good. You in heaven. Unto the man that had nothing to vex him, and that prosper and that have prosperity in all things. So if you rich, you don't want to die. Yea, unto him that is able to receive meat. So meat means that whatever you want, you can get it because you have the monetary resources to get it. Hold on. Check this out. What is money? Well, when you prosper, when you got money like that, what is that? This is Ecclesiastes in the Bible, the 7th chapter and the 12th verse. "For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense." See that? So he's saying when you got money, you can defend yourself. When you're a multi-billionaire, you ain't got to worry about your car crashing because you could buy another car. You ain't got to worry about, your car breaking down because you got a mechanic on call or he that's his job. See, that money's a defense. So that's why he said in the Apocrypha now, he came back, he said, "O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions." So when you rich, you got possessions, you resting in your possessions. You ain't got no worries as far as financially. Everybody is always talking about they don't want to be rich. You're a damn liar. These people are damn liars. Then if they don't want to be rich, then why the hell they always playing lotto? Why is there so many millions of people always playing lotto if they don't want to be rich? See that? People be selling themselves fantasies inside their mind. They be selling themselves illusions. Okay? O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy now. See that? So now he switches. He says, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age, and is vexed with all things, and to him that despaired and have lost patience. See that? So now when you sick, when you dying of cancer, when you dying of some kind of disease, or your body's burnt up in a fire. So death now is a good thing. When you're in pain, on a constant pain in your brain and stuff like that, death becomes a good thing. That's why it says, "Oh death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy." Now you broke, you don't have no food, you don't have no clothes, it's cold, you out on the street. You out on the street. You out on the street. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where to turn. Your body breaking down. And whose strength faileth, that is now of the last age, and is vexed with all things. And to him that despaired and have lost patience. See that? Fear not the sentence of death. See how the Lord calls it? The sentence of death. Remember them that have gone before thee and that come after thee. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. See that? The Lord put that on all flesh. But check this out. Remember what I said. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? Look at that. He said, death is the pleasure of the Most High to give it to you. There is no inquisition in the grave, whether thou hast lived 10 years or 100 years or 1,000 years. So what does he say there's no inquisition? That means there's no place called hell sitting there waiting for you. So that's another lie that the Bible just broke down. There is no place called hell sitting there waiting for you, that when you die, you're going to go to a place called heaven or hell. This is the lies that religions have taught. These are the lies. Look at it again. Ecclesiasticus 41 verse 4. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? There is no inquisition in the grave, whether thou hast lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years. See that? No inquisition. So nobody's torturing you after you die. Inquisition. Inquiring about you. Why you do this? Why you do that? Nobody's inquiring about you, whether you live 10 or 1,000, which is one day. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand that. So I just gave you that about death. So let's come back. He says, so my word in Isaiah now 55, he says, so my word shall go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. See that? The Most High's word is not going to return unto him void. His destiny, what he has written out, is not coming back void. His word, which controls the whole world, is not coming back unto him void. Okay? It shall accomplish which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing which I sent unto it. So are we cursed as a people? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are cursed as a people. So how can we prove that? Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Let's go back. Let's go in the book of Deuteronomy. Let's go in the book of Deuteronomy. Let's pick up the basic chapters now. The entire book called the Torah, which is 5 books: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. That's called the Torah. Moses, a black man of the tribe of Levi, he wrote those books. Okay. Now he started in the book of Exodus. That's where he was born. The Lord brought him to him and showed him Genesis. Moses wasn't alive at the time of Genesis. How do we know that? Let's prove that once again. Going back into the Apocrypha, just showing you why you have to study. All right. Let's go in the book of 2nd Ezra, right? The 14th chapter. Now, the book Ezra in the Apocrypha is Ezra in the Bible, the prophet Ezra. So when you go in the Bible in the Old Testament, you look up the prophet Ezra. That's the same guy, Ezra, Esdras, that we're reading now. So it's the same person. Now, he's a priest. Okay, so who's he speaking about now in the 14th chapter? And it came to pass after the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me and said, Esdras, Esdras, meaning Ezra, Ezra. And I said, Here I am, Lord, and I stood upon my feet. Then he said unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses. You see that? And talked with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and I brought him up to the Mount of Sinai, and I held him by me a long season. So the long seasons is the time. Now remember, Moses was born in the book of Exodus. So when you go into the book of Exodus by the 2nd chapter, you see Moses being born. Okay? So how did he know how to write Genesis? Bang. Now the Lord is telling you. He held him by him a long season, right? And I told him many wondrous things. So he learned Genesis. He learned Genesis, the beginning. How the Lord created the universe and everything. How Adam fell. What Eve did. You know, the ark. All that. All that. He learned all that. That's how he was able to write all that down. And I told him many wondrous things and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. See that? So that's how Moses was able to write Genesis. From Exodus on, he was living that. So he was right there in those stories. He was in the book of Leviticus. He was in the book of Exodus because he was the one that brought them out, exit. Leviticus is the priest book. He was of the priest tribe, of the tribe of Levi. Numbers is just a numbering of the people. Deuteronomy is the 2nd time that he gave the Israelites the law. That's why it's called Deuteronomy. Okay? Deuter means 2nd law. 2nd time the law is reissued. So he was there. Now he died. He was not allowed to go into the promised land. So that's why Joshua, his second in command, took over. That's why the next book after that was Joshua, because he was not allowed to go in. Okay? So now you know how he was able to write the first 5 books of Moses. So now when we go into the book of Deuteronomy, right? Now, let me say this. The entire 5 books, if you're really studying the entire 5 books, not only is Deuteronomy some of the main curses, Leviticus has curses in it. Genesis has curses in it against the nation of Israel. Okay? For what we did. All right? Even though we was not born as a nation. We was not born as a nation until the book of Exodus. We wasn't born as a nation until the book of Exodus. But the Lord already started to drop destiny, prophecy, curses against us because he knew that we would do those things. So let's go up into the book of Deuteronomy and the 28th chapter. Let's see heaven and hell. Let's look at the heaven and hell story coming against us or coming against the people. So heaven and hell is not played out in heaven somewhere. The concept of heaven and hell is not played out somewhere in heaven. It's played out upon the earth. Let's look at it. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 1st verse. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. Now this is Moses, a black man, speaking to a black nation, a people of color, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high. High means heaven. Okay, the word high is a meaning of heaven. shall set thee, the nation of Israel, on high above all nations of the earth. Okay, above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee if thou listen unto the voice of the Lord thy power. See that? So we were supposed to be blessed if we listened. If we listen. So from the third verse down is the blessings that we would receive in a heavenly state in the land of Israel. Now, when you come all the way around, let's look at some of the blessings, okay? Let's look at some of the blessings. So the third verse, it says, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. So in this city, this country that we exist in called America, we're not blessed here. We're considered niggers. We considered the lowest. People look at us as nothing. Okay, we're not blessed here. In the city and in the field where you're working at, we're not blessed here. We get the low pay. We got to work 3 times as hard. We're not blessed here. But he said that if you was doing what he told you to do, you would be blessed like that. You wouldn't have to work so hard. Okay? He says, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. The fruit of your body shall be your kids. Your kids are supposed to be like gods. He said, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. And the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Your basket is supposed to be your bank. Your store is your commerce. What you dealing with among the nations. That's how you're supposed to be blessed. Now, you go to your priest and your pastor, you give them money, and they turn around and take the money and give it to the white banks. They turn around and take the money and give it to the white banks. They turn around and take the money and give it to the white banks. So you've been giving them money for a long time. So how are you blessed? How are you blessed? The Lord shall cause thine enemies. Whose enemies? The nations. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Wait, that's not happening. That's not happening. So how can we be blessed? How can these blessings be on us right now? They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. They're not doing that. They're killing us over and over and over. So these are the blessings. We're supposed to be in a God force, and these forces are not working for us. So I don't see how brothers be running around that, why brothers still can't see that we are still in hell. We are still in captivity. We are still in captivity. We are still in prison. We're still in prison, and our captors has the free will to do whatsoever they will, because our releaser has not stepped back yet to start the next part of the play. Our releaser, meaning the Christ, he's going to release us from this prison. He has done his part. He has done his part, the first part. The second part, the physical release and the destruction of the empires of this world, he has not done that as of yet. Let's look at the 9th verse in the blessings. The Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto himself. Are we a holy people? Are we a holy people? Am I a holy person? No, I'm not. Are these people running around holy people? No, they're not. We smoking weed, doing all kinds of madness, drinking, drugging, doing all kinds of madness, killing each other, talking about Black Lives Matter, and then we'll gun each other down in a minute. How are we a holy people? As he is sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep his commandments. And all people of the earth shall see thee, that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. Nobody's afraid of us. Oh yeah, we talk real loud. But back in the day, that was called talking loud and saying nothing. Talking loud and saying nothing, man. And the Lord, the 11th verse, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods and in the fruit of thy body, meaning your kids. So you're supposed to have thousands upon thousands of kids. Your women, you're supposed to have wives so that you can produce kids. Now you get one woman, she fighting you like you ain't supposed to have other women and stuff like that. You see the madness? Look, he says, and thou shalt be plenteous in goods and in the fruit of thy body. How's the fruit of your body? That's your seed. That's your seed. So you're supposed to have hundreds of kids. One man supposed to have hundreds of kids, not with one woman. And that woman can't tell him nothing. How do I know that woman can't tell him nothing? Let's go in the book of Isaiah right quick. See, study the Bible, man. Let's study the Bible. Woman can't tell you nothing if you want more than one wife. Isaiah the 4th chapter and in the 1st verse. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. Wait, 7. 7. This is a prophecy that's given to Isaiah. And in that day, what do you mean? Well, why does he say in that day? Because it's a future prophecy. In that day, 7 women, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, shall take hold of one man, saying, we shall eat our own bread. Yeah, they're going to get up and work. You know, they always talking about, well, you can have more than one wife as long as you able to take care. No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Get your ass up and work. Get up and work. We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Where they going to get that from? They're going to get up and work. Only let us be called by thy name. See that? Meaning that under your name, you as the man. Because they're going to be your wife to take away our reproach. Bang. That's future. That's future. And they think that, you know, when they read that, well, I don't believe that, you know, that's not what it says in the New Testament. They have no clue of what they're talking about, man. They say that they believe in God, but they don't believe what is written. That's why he said, his will shall stand. That's his will. And then they want to cajole you and keep you all quiet and all that. You ain't down with the Lord, man. You ain't down with the Lord. These people are not down with the Lord. They're not down with his word, man. If it flex with them in their clothes that they wear, which is inside their mind, they not with that program. But you now, what do you have to do? You got to be down with the Lord, man. Let's go into the book of 2 Corinthians. You got to be down with the Lord. Check this out. 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, the 3rd verse. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Lord to the pulling down of strongholds. What strongholds? The strongholds that's inside your mind of what you believe. So what you believe is a lie. You built it up into a stronghold, like a castle now. The wrong in understanding, the wrong philosophies, the wrong insight, the wrong knowledge, and you refuse to take it down. You read it, you see it, and you refuse to take it down because you're stuck in your little mind. You're stuck in your little mind. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself, where he's not talking about nobody else. Because you exalt yourself against the knowledge of the Father. See, where you going to find out the knowledge of the Father? From the Bible. It clearly tells you that a man can have more than one wife. And I'm not deviating on that topic. I'm still staying on the curses. But show you how we cursed. That's supposed to be a blessing to a man. And women today, they fighting against that. They fighting against that. What are you upset about that for? What are you upset about that for? If you say you believe in God, then you don't. Then you don't. You're a liar. Casting down imagination and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Father, and bringing it into captivity. See, you got to bring it into captivity. You got to capture every thought to the obedience of Christ. Christ come from the Father. So what the Father laid down, you got to be down with Christ and obey. People ain't with that. And having in a readiness, see that? To revenge all disobedience. So when you ain't down with what Christ said and what the Bible say, you are disobedient. When your obedience is fulfilled. So that's one thing about me. He say do this, That's what I'm down with. That's what I'm down with. I'm down with that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not down with no religion. I'm not down with no group. You understand? It's clear. The Bible is clear. Follow the Savior. Follow the Savior and do what he tell you. Okay? So coming back now, right? So I gave you the prophecy, future prophecy coming up. Let's come back to the blessing. So Deuteronomy 28 from 1, you're going all the way around to 15, is the heaven. Remember I said about heaven and hell. Heaven is just a state, a high state upon the world. Look at Donald Trump. He's in heaven. No matter what he has done wrong, the Republicans have blocked everything. He's in heaven. He walk around. He can say whatever he want. He can say whatever he want. He's in heaven. Nobody can touch him. Now let him come out and see what happened. Let him come out and see what happened. Let's look. Let's look. 12th verse. And the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give thee rain upon thy land, and to bless all the work of thy hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. Where are we lending to nations from? This is supposed to be a blessing. Are we not cursed? We supposed to be lending to nations. Look, China went down into Jamaica, right? Look at the hypocrisy and the stupidity and the lies. China went down into Jamaica and built a highway. China is all down in the islands and stuff like that. Black people got these islands. And now the Chinese is taking over Africa. They're taking over the islands. He said, we shall lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. So Jamaica had to go, they smoking all this weed and ganja and killing each other. Now the Chinese got to come and take over all of Jamaica and build a highway. How are you lending to other nations? How are you lending to other nations? And you shall not borrow. How is that happening? And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. How are we the head, man? Come on, somebody talk to me, man. Somebody talk to me. How are we the head? How are we the head? This is the blessing. We supposed to be on top. We supposed to be on top, man. Just look at us, man. We walk around with our pants off our ass. Our women got red hair, green hair, yellow hair. They lesbians, they homosexuals. Our men is gay, down low, all kinds of madness. I mean, your kids is bugged out. How are we the head? Your kids are killing each other. Your kids is killing you. Your kids is killing you. A young man just got killed a month and a half ago. He got killed. A grown man. Young kids killed him in the park, man. Young black kids killed him in the park. A grown man. Not a young boy. Not gang related. He was in the park minding his own business and he got killed. How are we blessed? How are we blessed? And people say that they don't believe the Bible. This is the curses that we supposed to be living. We supposed to be the great people upon the earth. This is the blessings that we supposed to have from the Lord. And look at the hell that we are in. So he's telling you in Deuteronomy, this that you hear, you brought upon yourself. And now I'm bringing it back at you. So the 13th verse, the Lord said that he shall make us the head and not the tail. So look at us. We on the bottom. We don't even control the economic aspect of this country. We talk about we're free. Every time you pull out a dollar, a good old U.S. greenback is a white man face on it, a Caucasian face. But you proud, oh man, I'm American. I'm African American. You proud. Don't you know what the word freedom means? The word freedom means when you're not under another man's control or laws or rules or regulations. That's what the word freedom means. When you're not under another man's law or rule or regulations, that's what the word freedom means. So this man controls you in all aspects. So how are you free? So look at the blessing. The blessing was you supposed to be the head. Everybody's supposed to be looking up at you. if thou wilt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, or to go after other gods to serve them. So who is the other gods that you went after? You went after Antichrist. So I see many brothers to this very day still wearing Caesar Borgia chains. Brothers who are trained, Haitian brothers, still wearing a Caesar Borgia chain, man. A white Christ, you black. This is the hypocrisy that burns me, man, over and over and over. Burns me over and over and over. To this day, 2020, you're a big, strong black man and you wearing a chain of a white man. You don't think that you cursed? You don't think that you cursed? We got to wake up, man. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. 15th verse. This is the book of Deuteronomy, man. Second time the law was issued by a black man by the name of Moses, of the tribe of Levi, who today would be called Haitians. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not listen unto the voice of the Lord to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, bang. Like I said, we are a cursed people. The Bible validates it. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And it just goes and goes and goes. So the hellish condition, you don't need to die to go to hell. You don't need to die to go to hell. You don't need to die to go to hell. You're going to live in hell right now. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed thou shalt be in the field. So when they call you nigger, in whatever form, and when you call yourself nigger, you cursing yourself and they cursing you. Where? In the city, in the land that you live in, wherever you go. The hatred that they have for you for the color of your skin, you are cursed. Your skin color is supposed to be a glorious thing, and yet you hate it that you want to bleach your skin, that you want to sleep with the other nations to get a pretty baby, That's cursed. That means you hate yourself. Let's prove that when you sleep with the other nations, you hate yourself. Let's prove that. Let's go in the book of Tobit. Let's go in the book of Tobit. It says, beware of all whoredom, my son. Tobit, the 4th chapter and the 12th verse. He says, beware of all whoredom, my son. Remember what I said. When you sleep with these other nations that hate you, you talking about you. That's love. It ain't no love. You don't have love for your people. You don't have love for yourself. These people hated you from the beginning of time, man. But let's see what it says in the Bible. It says, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife. What is a strange woman? Someone from the other nations. So now you coming around with a Chinese woman, a Japanese woman, a white woman, somebody else. That's a strange woman. An African woman. It don't matter that she black. That's somebody else. The woman carries the seed, your seed. And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own people. See that? So you supposed to follow in your forefathers, but now, when you listen to these black men and women conversation, they say, well, if somebody loves you, well, sleep with whoever you want. Well, sleep with a dog then. Sleep with a dog then. Well, sleep with anybody. That means you ain't got no knowledge of self, but it's going to tell you. It says, and we're blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. See that? and their seed shall inherit the land. He says, now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren. See that? Despise not your people. The sons and daughters of thy people, in not taking a wife of them, for in pride is much destruction. So when you cross out of your boundaries to take other nations, oh, well, well, Becky loves me, Karen loves me, she'll do anything for me, then you're not bringing forth your people, you're bringing forth a mutt. You're bringing forth a crossbreed. And then therefore all you're doing is milking your race out. That's all you're doing, you're milking your race out. Because that child, which has nothing to do with you, is now going to say, well, my mother is Chinese, so I can go marry. Eventually, by the 4th generation, is going to be a Chinese child. So where does your race come in? That's what happens, man. We are cursed people, man. So love your people, man. Love your people. Love your color. Love your melanin, man, that the Lord has given you, man. That's the hatred, man, because the Most High is black. Christ is black. I love that. I speak about that all the time, man. I don't give a damn who don't like it. To hell with all those that don't like it. You don't like the fact that God is black and Christ is black? Then take the Bible and put it down. What you reading it for? It ain't going to tell you that he a Caucasian with blue eyes. It ain't going to tell you none of that. You understand what I'm saying? That's why our people hate themselves. That's why he's telling you about the curses. He says, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. We don't have no banks. And if we have a bank, we used to have Carver National Bank. That bank was still run by white people because the white system set up the laws for you to get a bank. So they would set up the laws for the banking system. Who runs the bank? The feds, which is who? All so-called Jews. All so-called Jews. They run the banking system. You ain't running it. You ain't making the money. You ain't down in Texas making the money, the paper money, just printing it up. You ain't doing that. That's why he said, cursed shall be thy basket. Your basket is what? Where you put your money, where you hold things of gold and stuff like that. That's why you ain't got none. That's why they called you to buy your race. All you do is buy. So your basket, you just turn around and buy felines and Yeezys for $300. You bug it. You live in the projects and you got a Mercedes Benz. You live in the PJs and you got a Mercedes Benz. They love you. They love you. That's a curse. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body. Let's deal with that. What is the fruit of your body? Your kids. Your kids is demons, man. Your kids is demons. You can't even talk to your kids out here now. You can't even talk to them now. As an adult, as a parent, you can't even talk to them. They don't want to hear nothing from you. They don't care about you. They look at things from a different angle. All they want to do is hustle. Okay, they want to be thug life. Hustle, thug life, make money, have sex, smoke weed, drink, and that's it. That's it. That's your kids right now. That's it. How do I know? Because I interact with them on a daily basis. I'm out on the street. I talk to them on a daily basis. I see them at the schools. I see how adults move away from them. And that's our own kids. You understand what I'm saying? I listen to them in stores, how they talk, what they talking about. That's what I do. Some I will speak to if then I got to be very careful because he might think like, yo, he can flex and do something and might find out that he ain't going to find out he in another world. Look what it says. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body. So what shall be the fruit of thy body? What is happening to our kids right now? They're getting shot down. Your kids is getting shot down and killed. So let's look at that. Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy. Let's see Jeremiah. Let's go into the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. Let's see what's going to happen to our kids. Right? So you won't say, well, I'm just making this stuff up. Jeremiah 16 chapter. Look what the Lord says about our kids. The first verse. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take unto thee a wife, neither shall thou have sons and daughters in this place. What place? Babylon. America is what? Babylon. We in Babylon, which is confusion. America's spiritual confusion. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and daughters that are born in this place, concerning their mothers that bare them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land, they shall die of grievous deaths. Look what's happening to us. Cat is going to his car and the cop turns around and shoots him while his back is turned. That's a grievous death. A cat is running away from a cop and a cop put 8 bullets in him. That's a grievous death. A cop kicks open a woman's door and shoots her down. That's a grievous death, man. A cop puts his knee on a man's neck, the man dying, and he says, I don't care. That's a grievous death. And I can go on and on and on. So what is the Lord saying? Look at the curse. For they shall die, our kids, and it's going to get worse. Look at all the drugs that we injected. Our kids is dying over what? Colors, gang colors, red and blue, and Latina, and all this madness, Crips and Bloods, Vice Lords, GDs, all this madness, man. Look what's happening in Chirac. They just killing for no reason, man. The Lord said we shall die of grievous deaths, man. These are our kids. They shall not be lamented because they're in the beast state. This is the prophecy of the Lord that is happening against us now, and it's going to happen until Christ comes, man. That's why I'm telling you all. Don't get mad at me. I just know how to break it down so you can see it, because you've seen it, you live in it. When you walking down the streets and you pass bottles that they put because their kids got killed. So now they lamenting their kids and stuff like that. They leaving bottles, as a crypt or whatever. Man, my son, he died. He was a good warrior. No, he was out there doing crime, man. He was out there doing crime. And he got banged off, just as the prophecy said. Neither shall they be buried. So they left the kid in Ferguson. They left him on the street. See, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be the meat of the fowls of heaven, for the beasts of the earth. See that? It ain't nothing I wrote. The Lord wrote this sitting right here for us. Now, why is this going to keep happening to us? Same Jeremiah, the 16th chapter and the 10th verse. I'm going to close on that. And it shall come to pass. You want to know why this is going to keep happening to us? And it's going to get worse? You think Breonna Taylor was one thing? You think George Floyd was one thing? Get ready, because it can be you next. The system has not been taken down. All that Black Lives Matter revolt in July, who's still running shit? Who's still running shit? Whose laws is still in effect? Same fat white Republicans and the same coons, sellouts, Negroes, whatever you want to call them, Yeezy, whatever you cats believe in, this bullshit system. Okay? Shits them, like the Jamaicans like to say. Y'all believe in that shit. Well, it's still up. All that burning shit down, y'all ain't do nothing because the government didn't come down. When you don't flip the government, everything still stands. They'll just let you ride for a minute. That's all they're going to do, is let you ride for a minute. They're going to let you get your anger out. You frustrated, a couple of days, all that. What happened after July? What happened after July? What happened after all that marching and rioting and stuff like that? Bang. Everybody went back to work now, right? See that? Except for Portland, everybody went back to work. 10th verse. Jeremiah 16, verse 10. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto us, why has the Lord pronounced all this great evil? See all these curses? Evil against us. Or what is our sin, iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our Father? See that? Some of you don't believe in God. That's another sin. You antichrist, man. You think that you just call on God and that's it. You don't believe in God. You don't. Thou shalt say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And you, meaning me, and you that's looking at this, he said, and you, 12th verse, have done worse than your fathers. And I acknowledge that. Once I began to understand the Bible, I acknowledged the crap that I was doing, man. The crap that I was doing. I acknowledge that, man. For behold, you walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not listen unto me. Therefore I will cast you out of this land. So we was cast out of the land of Israel. Into a land that you know not. So we was cast out of the land of Israel. And now we here in a place called Araset, or what the white man calls America. Now the term America didn't come from Christopher Columbus. It came from a European discoverer by the name of Amerigo Vespucci. He was the one that found, because Christopher Columbus only came to what they termed the West Indies. He never came to the continental United States. Amerigo Vespucci, that's why the term America comes from him. So North America, Central America, and South America was termed to him by the cartographers. Okay, so this is the land that we knew not. So the Father kicked us over here in slavery, which is Babylon. Okay, therefore I will cast you out of your land. So let's look at the land that we got cast out of. We got cast out of our land, which is called Israel, which is called heaven, right? So to understand that we got cast out of that, all you got to do is go to the book of Lamentations, that we was in heaven in the land of Israel. So all you got to do is go to the book of Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, see how we cast us out. It's Lamentations 2, verse 1. How have the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger? See that? So the nation of Israel was covered, meaning in darkness, and cast down from heaven. See that? So the land of Israel was called heaven because we had our own land, our own government, our own rulership, our own people, our own food. We was in heaven. So we got cast out of heaven. So if you was in heaven, unto the earth represents hell. So now we going in amongst other nations, and they gonna whip our behind. So what are we getting done right now? We getting our behind whipped. So it ain't stopping. So you better get ready. Whatever you think that you daydreaming how you gonna play this game, they don't like you. They could talk about all the Black Lives Matter. Matter of fact, on Friday, I was in the city, and coming down 14th Street was a bunch of white people mad about, that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or whatever her name is, that she died. Okay, and they was talking about down with white power and the rulership of white people. How stupid can that be? How can white people want down the rulership of white people? Then who are they going to put up? How is the other white people going to put up somebody else says, if they in charge, if white people is in charge, why would they want to lose power to who? To who? If I'm in charge, why would I want to give power over to the people that I'm in control over? That doesn't make any sense. It shows you how clouded people's minds is, man. That's why Donald Trump and them, they understand the game. They understand the game. They not giving up no power. Now he talking about, well, I don't want to secede. If I lose, I'm not going to give this over to Biden. I'm going to try to find another way that I can keep it. That's what he talking about. He don't want to give up power. Kings don't want to give up power. That's why you got to take it. And Christ is coming to take it. You know what I'm saying? So, coming back, Jeremiah 16, verse 13, So we got cast when you go into Lamentations. We was in heaven. We wasn't in no Africa. Let me clear that up too. I'm not African American. I'm not in that madness that y'all be in. African American. African American, you calling yourself after two white men. Okay? Africa come from Leo Scipio's Africanus. He was a Roman general, third son of Leo Scipio Africanus. And his name, Africanus, got put on Carthage, which was in Libya, which today Carthage, ancient Carthage, is now Tripoli in Libya. The city of Tripoli is ancient Carthage. So a black general by the name of Hannibal fought Rome. And there was wars. First Punic War, second Punic War, third Punic War, there was wars. And Scipio Africanus, he beat Hannibal and sacked Carthage on that continent. And when he destroyed it, his name got put on the entire continent and it became Africa. So you calling yourself after African, after a so-called white man. Amerigo Vespucci, after another white man. You know, so you just gotta wake up, man. You know, if you're using titles, at least understand what your title mean that you use it. At least know what your title mean. You know, so that's where we at, man. We under a bunch of curses. We under the curse of confusion of faces. We dealing with lying pastors, lying religions, and we love that. We love that. We love these lying religions and these lying pastors, and we go to church every Sunday, and you know, they sit up there and they sell you a bunch of crap, and then they take your money. I mean, what next, man? Confusion of faces. That's a curse. You know, some of us, you know, we love that white man, man. We love that white man. That white God, that's a powerful thing, man. That Roman Catholic white God, that's a powerful thing, man. We love them white people. That's a curse. Now, be clear, so y'all don't think that I'm spewing hate. When I say we love, meaning that we so deep in the witchcraft that there's put that they're the greatest people. So even to this very day, we don't look at ourselves as nothing. That's why we use bleaching cream and all these things. Because you don't love the color of your skin, man. That's a hatred. Love and hate. You hate yourself. So you love something else that you think is better in some form or fashion, and you hate what you've been blessed with. Sad. So, are we a cursed people? And I ain't even bring it out. Man, listen, this topic right here, I could go for whole weeks on this topic. You know, now we try to use money, you know, to help break the curse, you know, and it helps certain of us.